What's up, everybody? In the last video, we discussed potential trade down scenarios in case the Knicks fall back in the lottery. And in this video, we're going to discuss potential trade up scenarios. The reason why teams trade up is to acquire a pick that will allow them to draft a player that they're really high on. For example, in 2018, the Mavericks had the 5th pick in the draft, which made drafting the guy who they really wanted, Luka Doncic, out of reach. So they traded up with the team that owned the 3rd pick, the Atlanta Hawks, by offering the 5th pick and their 1st round pick in 2019. This trade was obviously incredibly successful for them. Trae Young is an elite point guard, but the Mavericks clearly were able to acquire the best player in the deal in Luka Doncic. So losing their lottery pick in 2019 ended up being totally worth it. The Knicks can potentially be in a similar situation depending on how the draft lottery goes. If the Knicks get the number 1 pick, they'll be able to draft the player they want. But if they fall anywhere from the 3rd to the 5th pick, that player could be out of reach, but their selection will still be high enough where they could potentially trade up. What player should the Knicks be trying to trade up for? In my opinion, if the Knicks fall from the 3rd to 5th pick, they should look to trade up for LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, in my opinion, is the most talented player in this draft. It has been reported for months now that Ball's preferred destination is New York. So in this video, I'm going to explain why the Knicks should be interested in trading up for LaMelo Ball, and I will discuss 3 potential trade-up scenarios that they should do to get him. But before this video continues, if you like videos like this, please subscribe. I love making content like this for you guys, and your support helps me to produce more dope videos. Now let's continue. In my opinion, LaMelo Ball would be the perfect player for the Knicks because he would not only be the best player available in this draft, but he would also fill a position of need. Even before LaMelo Ball played a game in the NBL, he was widely considered the most talented player in the upcoming draft. Here's what Mike Schmitz, the top scout on ESPN, had to say about Ball in November.
From everything I've seen, this is the most talented prospect in the draft. He has some question marks, but in terms of sheer ability, 6'7" point guard, there are no other 18-year-olds on the planet who can handle the ball and facilitate like LaMelo Ball can. And I've had so many people come up to me over the last few weeks, whether it's scouts, whether it's different people in the media, friends saying, hey, like, is this for real? Is this just clickbait? Is this just trying to generate buzz? And I've watched every minute this kid's played. I've been over there, seen multiple games, multiple practices, multiple shoot-arounds, and he is the real deal as a basketball player.
If you're anyone that has analyzed LaMelo's game, it's easy to see why he's viewed this way. Ball brings tremendous size for the point guard position at 6'8", with a 6'10" wingspan, and he's an incredible playmaker. LaMelo Ball is a pass-first player that's always looking to set his teammates up. When he breaks down the defense and gets to the basket, his first instinct is always to find the open guy. But Ball's playmaking skills are truly exceptional. He's able to make advanced passes beyond the basic reads. Thanks to his ridiculous court vision and height that allows him to see over the defense, Ball is able to make advanced reads that the average NBA point guard can't make. It's very normal for Ball to make no-look passes to guys that nobody saw was open with incredible accuracy. A lot of LaMelo's passes comes out the pick and roll, where he's always looking to set the roll man up. If the Knicks compare LaMelo with Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks will have one of the best pick and roll tandems in the whole league. Mitchell Robinson was one of the best pick and roll finishers in the NBA this year, despite not playing with an elite playmaking point guard. LaMelo Ball's passing ability will be elite the second he laces up for his first NBA game. Along with being an exceptional playmaker, Ball is also a really good ball handler and shot creator. Ball isn't particularly explosive, but because he's so crafty with the ball, he gets to the rim at will. He's got nice moves like hesitations and crossovers to regularly beat his man off the dribble. At the basket, Ball's a pretty solid finisher. He isn't someone that will regularly finish above the rim, but he's got nice touch around the basket and good acrobatic moves to finish over defenders. With Ball's size, passing, and ball handling ability, it's very easy to see him becoming a superstar at the NBA level. If you look at today's league, many of the top players are extremely tall players who are great scorers and passers, like Luka Doncic and LeBron James. LaMelo Ball has the potential to be the same caliber of player. He isn't without his flaws though. Ball struggled with his shot selection and shooting. It's the reason he only shot 37% from the field and 25% from three. Ball will need coaches to help him improve his shot selection. He will also need coaches to help him fix his shooting form, as he has a low release that's going to be easier for NBA level defenders to guard. And defensively, LaMelo Ball puts a poor effort on that end of the court. He isn't without his flaws, but in a draft as weak as this one, Ball clearly looks like the highest upside player. For the Knicks, this is the main reason they need to trade up for him if they can. The Knicks have two legit building blocks in RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson, but neither of them have made an all-star leap. The Knicks need a game-changing talent, and Ball checks that box. The next reason why the Knicks need to trade up for Ball is because he fits a position of need. The Knicks desperately need a point guard. They haven't had a high-quality point guard in years, and the point guards on the team are trash. Dennis Smith Jr. and Elfrid Payton really shouldn't even return to the team next season. Frank Ntilikina is a pretty good defender, but until he can knock down outside shots at a league average rate, he's a bench player. The Knicks desperately need a quality pass-first point guard on the team, and Ball fits the bill. The Knicks should without question select Ball if they get lucky enough to get the first pick, and they should be looking to trade up for him if they fall to the number 3 through number 5 pick. So now that we know why the Knicks should be looking to trade up for LaMelo Ball, we're going to discuss some potential trades that will allow the Knicks to move up in the draft. In order to think of a trade, we have to think of teams that would be willing to move down and that probably wouldn't want to draft Ball. So for example, if Detroit gets the first pick, the Knicks can kiss LaMelo Ball goodbye because of how bad their roster is. They're definitely going to take him. But if the Golden State Warriors win the lottery, I could easily see them trading down because he wouldn't make sense on a team that already has the best backcourt in the NBA when healthy. So I have 3 trade-up scenarios, and my first trade-up scenario is going to involve the Golden State Warriors. So let's say the way the ping pong balls work out, the Warriors get the number 1 pick and the Knicks get the number 3 pick. In this trade, the Knicks are going to trade the number 3 pick along with the Dallas first round pick that they own in 2021 to the Warriors for the number 1 pick. The reason why the Warriors do this is because they're a team that's going to look to draft for need rather than the best player available. The Warriors finished with the worst record in the NBA this season, but with Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson are healthy next year, they're going to be contenders again. The only position that the Warriors are needy at is at the center position. So the Warriors likely don't want LaMelo Ball. They would probably prefer James Wiseman. Wiseman is good, but he could easily end up as the 3rd or 4th pick. So the Warriors could be willing to trade down from 1st to 3rd so that they will be still able to draft James Wiseman while getting an additional asset. The Warriors will also be getting an additional first round pick in the loaded 2021 first round. Many people believe that the Warriors are stockpiling assets to trade for the next available star. The Warriors will now have 3 first round picks in 2021, which they could use to try to trade for Giannis. For the Knicks, they do lose the Dallas pick, but it'll be worth it because they'll be getting LaMelo Ball. The next trade will be with the Atlanta Hawks. If the Atlanta Hawks get the number 1 pick, I don't think they would draft LaMelo Ball. The Hawks already have Trae Young, who's already an all-star player at the point guard position. LaMelo Ball and Trae Young would be a horrible fit with each other. Instead, I can see the Hawks trading down and selecting someone like Obi Toppin or James Wiseman. So let's say the Hawks get the first pick and the Knicks get the 3rd pick. The Knicks will trade the 3rd pick, Frank Ntilikina, and the 39th pick they own from Charlotte to the Hawks in exchange for the number 1 pick. Why would the Hawks do this? The Hawks have a lot of young talent, but the main area where they're weak is on defense. The Hawks ranked 28th in defensive efficiency this year. Most of their top young players, Trae Young and Jason Collins, are good offensive players, but they're really horrible defenders. Frank Ntilikina can help the Hawks become a lot better defensively, as he's a really good perimeter defender. The 39th pick in the draft can help the Hawks draft a solid young player that can help their rebuild. Losing Frank Ntilikina is going to sting for Knicks fans, as he's a fan favorite, but losing him will be worth it if the Knicks can trade up to get LaMelo Ball. The next trade-up partner will be the Cavaliers. The Cavs more than likely will not draft a point guard if they win the lottery. They already have a logjam at the point guard position between Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. In fact, according to Killian Hayes' agent, The Cavaliers rejected a meeting with Killian Hayes because they're not interested in drafting a point guard. The Cavaliers will be much more interested in drafting a really good front court player like James Wiseman. So in this trade, the Knicks will send the 3rd pick and the 27th pick that they own from the Clippers to the Cavaliers for the 1st pick. With the 3rd pick, the Cavaliers will select James Wiseman, and the 27th pick will be useful for the Cavaliers rebuild. And with the 1st pick, the New York Knicks will be able to get LaMelo Ball. So guys, that's going to be the end of the video. The Knicks have stockpiled a lot of assets and future draft picks. If they can move one of them to get a pick that will allow them to draft LaMelo Ball, they should, in my opinion. Do you guys think the Knicks should try to trade up for LaMelo Ball? Do you guys agree with my trade up scenarios? Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.